Hey guys, this is Total War Master here. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm bringing you all Empire Total War online battle. Um, First things I'd like to get out is I'm sorry for not posting anything over the past couple of weeks. I've just been really underwater with schoolwork, and plus I'm not feeling too well. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and do this video. Again, I also apologize for not posting up the Darth mod or the Takeda campaign, but those will be coming up next week, I promise you. But this is just a little bit of something that I can put up just so I know that in good confidence I at least got something up this week. So anyway, I'm going to be playing as the United Provinces against the Maratha Confederacy. I'm going to actually slow motion. I'm going to be playing as the United Provinces. I'm bringing 4 units of riflemen, 5 units of line infantry, 2 units of blue guard, and 4 units of light dragoons. On to the Maratha Confederacy. Now, to those of you who don't know too much about the Confederacy, is that they do not have skirm units. Now, immediately that seems like it's a disadvantage because I have skirm units. But in reality, the real advantage goes to the Confederacy because they can use their strength in numbers basically to just demolish and destroy anything in their path. And not only that, they also have these amazing looking war elephants to break lines and destroy. So anyway, he's going to be bringing a lot of Hindu musketeers as well as Bhagya infantry. I don't even want to count how much he's bringing. He's bringing 2 companies of war elephants. 2 companies of Safais, I believe, some big lancers, as well as these Chateauneuf camel gunners. So that's our armies. So like I said before, this does seem like it's a disadvantage for the Confederacy because they don't have skirm units. Players who typically play as the Confederacy normally or will tell you that, hey man, it's the numbers that count. Numbers and strategy. It's the same thing when it comes to the Indians. Strategy and number is key to defeating opponents that are kind of like me. But it's also another reason why I chose a faction that wasn't like the main player in this time. Or maybe they were. I'm not too sure. Just so I can give them a little bit of leniency. But as you can see, he moved up his camel gunners too close to me, so I just decided to charge, see if I can get rid of a cav unit. So I charged into the camel gunners, and we were winning, but then he started charging in his lancers. He has them in diamond form. I don't recommend putting cav units in diamond form unless you're going to be charging into line infantry. But normally your cav can basically do the same amount of damage if they're in regular form. They don't have to be in diamond. So, oh god, so much voice cracks. So, as you can see, I was moving up line infantry here to try and like move up this hill. I did see his lancers, and you would think since they were running downhill they would charge, but I don't think he had them on run. So thankfully I was able to get my line back into this, and I was going to form a square, but I think just seeing the movements here kind of forced them to move back. So as they were moving back, I put my light dragoons here, and I wanted them to start firing, and they did, but they ended up hitting the hill, this little hill here. So yeah, they're not going to get too many shots off, but I'm going to slowly but steadily move forward. My plan here is to get him to march down this hill and at least try and engage him in combat right here. If not, then he basically still has the advantage of also maintaining the high ground. So if I were to get my guys up here and just do open line combat with him, I would just get destroyed because, like I said, 1, he has the numbers, and 2, he has the strategic advantage. He has high ground and I have lower ground. that does not mix well when it goes to 18th century warfare. So here he sees my guys moving up formation. He's going to start putting up defensive forms here. He's going to put a line here, here, and here to protect most of his flanks. Now typically, what normal players would do is they would just put their guys in a huge line. I do commend him for doing it like this, but it's kind of idiotic in a way, because there's no way in hell I'm going to ever march up that hill and just take so much volleys. What you will see a few times, though, is I will be kiting with my riflemen, though. You will see a failed attempt at kiting here, just so you know, but I am going to be poking them a little bit. I'm also going to be keeping... The reason why I separated these two here was so I could keep some guys in this little creek here, to keep them from marching forward through this creek and then just causing chaos through my ranks. Granted that the blue guard probably could have held it. I didn't want to risk losing my blue guard over something like that, so just charged in my riflemen. I didn't charge in, but I marched up my riflemen in line just so they can protect this creek here. So as you can see, slowly but steadily moving forward. He's also moving reinforcement units here. He's also moving up war elephants as well. Like he's getting ready. He's getting ready for... well, he's actually going to get ready to demolish my troops here, and then what he's going to do is he thinks he's going to have a straight shot towards there. But like I said, I'm very cautious at this point. What I want to try and make him do is I want to try and make him I want to try and get him to get in a position where he's basically effed. He screwed himself over. Because that, for me, this is the only way I'm going to be able to win. I have to get him to either screw up his formations here and come down this hill and fight me there, where the advantages will be even at least, or I'm going to have to get him to, there we go, or I'm going to have to get him to try and challenge me more. But as you can see, here comes the advantage of having skirms. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys into firing range, and they're going to get some shots off on these musketeers. Now here's where my failed kiting plan comes in. I'm retreating my riflemen and my line. I should have had my line running when they started marching over here, and I didn't do it. And number two, one of the mistakes was I was hoping that they could reload quick enough to where they could get another volley and then pull back. What I wasn't counting on was him just marching his guys en masse to try and take me on. So here I basically just retreat again and again and again and again till I can just pull back enough. And you can see this is the failed kiting initiative here. So here I'm going to try and charge my light dragoons. Now here, what I should have done was I should have retreated my guys back downhill while these cav were messing up their lines. But I didn't, and I'm going to end up paying the price for that. Granted, we do get a few shots off on the infantry, but I already lost a cav unit here, and so far I've routed none of his guys. And he's also routed a rifleman unit. So right now it's not going too well for me. He's routed a light dragoon unit, he's routed a skirmisher unit, and now I have a line infantry unit that's by itself trying to run away from a mass of Confederacy infantrymen here. So here they come, coming on down here. Now, what I would have expected him to do was to just stop here and have me basically touch down on this hill, and then he has the advantage. He didn't do that. He just marched his guys all the way down in bulk down this hill. Huge mistake on his part as well for charging the riflemen. They seem like they're good targets to hit, but these guys were shattered anyway, so I don't know why he charged into my riflemen. He could have charged into my line, and then I would have had to form square, and then these guys could have just routed them as quick as possible. But he's not going to do that. Now, here, he's basically lost, like I said, if he comes down this hill, he's basically lost the advantage of having the high ground. It's gone. There's nothing that he can do to really stop it unless he pulls back his troops right now. But he's not, which is awesome. It's going in my favor. So here I'm going to start getting my guys over here. I'm going to pull my riflemen back, I'm going to pull my riflemen back from this creek here. I'm going to put them in formation, and we're going to start putting devastating fire on these musketeers and infantrymen. So here we go. You're going to get some fire off on these musketeers here, hopefully. Yeah. And like I said, perfect. He's down the hill. There's nothing that can really stop him from basically getting destroyed here. And here I'm going to go ahead and outflank him as well. I'm going to put my lines here. And we're going to start putting fire on the sides of the musketeers as well. So we routed one unit. Here he's going to charge in some lancers as well as his war elephants, which glitched out here. They are being very cautious not to hurt their own guys. But here, like I said, he's doing a suicidal charge into my lines, which isn't a very bad idea to do. I already killed some of my own guys here with that, but I'm going to go ahead and charge in my guys into his lines here. I don't know how to brain fart. I'm going to charge my cav into his line so he can't get too much fire off. So my guys can hold these guys back, which is what kind of happened. But he moved up these war elephants, and war elephants are pretty OP at what they do, but they don't kill a lot of guys as you would expect they would. And another one up for me was that I had a unit of blue guard hidden here, and he didn't see it. So I'm going to get these blue guards all up in his face here, and we're going to start getting some major damage of fire off on these lancers and war elephants and such. But I charged in my light dragoons to try and take the pressure off my line infantry because I want to get as much fire off on these lines as possible. Because I mean, I'm basically routing most of his attack force that came down this hill. This little skirmish here did remind me of the Lord of the Rings thing, where the Rohirrim were fighting the war elephants. But anyway, you can see here my cav just completely routed. I have to put my line back in the square again. Now, mind you, like I said, he did exactly what I wanted him to do. He rushed down this hill, lost the element of advantage, and basically lost all of his guys in the process. Now what he's going to do again is he's going to try and take these war elephants, he's going to try and break through my lines a second or a third time. He's going to hit my riflemen, and he's going to hit my blue guard square. Which is going to give his guys a lot of time to put fire down and just destroy me. I'm actually pretty thankful that this line infantry unit held out as much as it did. I didn't think they were going to hold. So here he's going to put line infantry again, forcing all of my line infantry to basically form squares, and now the squares have become killing grounds for these infantry. The only infantry that's holding this line at this point is my line infantry that are here. But here you can see his war elephants are broken now. We were able to pull back and destroy those lancers. I'm going to get my guys back into firing formation, and we're going to start putting down fire again here. So again, get my blue guard in form. They're going to start putting some fire down. One thing I would like to mention, guys, is kind of on topic of the video, but this video is going to be shot in 30 frames. Reason being is because one, it's going to cut down the file size that I have to deal with, and two, I just want to see how the quality looks. You would think that 60 frames would obviously look better, but I just want to see how it looks in 30 frames because I haven't really posted up a 30 frames per second video on my channel. So I just want to see how it looks when I post it on the channel. So I'll see which one looks better. If it looks better in 30, then I'll just leave it as is in 30. But if it looks better in 60, then I'll keep it at 60. So there goes most of his attack force that was along here. All gone. And like I said, I commend this line infantry unit. 28 men left. Outstanding morale. They know what they were fighting for. It's because they had a good commander commanding them. So here, as you can see, he's going to start moving up these guys. He already knows he's lost on this side, so he's going to start trying to regain ground here, and he's going to move up these guys. I charged in my light dragoons to give my riflemen cover, so they didn't charge into my rifleman lines. And it did give him a little bit of time, but like I said, I lost another dragoon unit. So now I only have one dragoon unit left to work with, while he has more cav units to work with. So here he does have the advantage. He has the advantage again because one, he has high ground, because as you can see, my guys are basically going to be fighting on a tiny little slope, and in Empire, tiny little slopes do make a difference. I'm just going to charge his lines. Thankfully, I don't know if these guys can get into square. I would think that they can, but thankfully he didn't put them in square. Or he can't. I'm not too sure. I haven't played as the Confederacy in a while. So I'm just going to hit these guys as much as I can. I'm going to get my guys, or my riflemen, spaced out. I'm going to put my lines here, get them ready to fire. I'm going to overlap my line infantry with my riflemen just to keep these camel gunners at bay, so they don't get any ideas of hitting my riflemen. So another added advantage is that he is firing on his own guys here. Like I said, the number here is just kind of overwhelming, and again, he still has the advantage here. As you can see, I am losing a fair amount of troops here in this skirmish. He is too, but like I said, he has the greater cav numbers. So I'm going to get him to pull back here. He doesn't know, but I have Blue Guard basically waiting for him in this forest. These Blue Guard combined with my line infantry are going to provide some cover on the flanks, and so is my riflemen. So we're going to start getting back into combat here. So now the tables are kind of even at this point. He does have the advantage of cav still, so I can't leave that out. But what he is going to do is he's going to try and do what I did and charge his cav into my line. Now what I did that he didn't was put my guys in square for him. So he's going to get these musketeers here, and they're going to just basically be taking huge amounts of fire from Blue Guard mixed with line. So all's going well for me. Doing a tremendous job. Lancers getting destroyed. Most of his musketeers and infantry are getting hit too. So he's going to go ahead and hit my riflemen. At this point, it's not a very strategic target to hit, mainly because I have most of his guys on the run. It probably would have been better if he charged at my lines, but he was pretty determined to hit my riflemen. But here comes his war elephants. They're going to hit my Blue Guard. I'm going to try and get them in square. There they go. Look at this. I mean, a regiment of before like 115 turned to 70 because of a war elephant charge. That's just crazy. But thankfully, these guys were holding them back, or the rest of them back. Now, what he should have been doing, and I don't relatively do this as much as I should, so I'm kind of a hypocrite if I say this, if that's the right term or not. What he should have been doing was he should have charged the war elephants in, but he should have been like hitting my lines all around instead of just focusing on one unit. But these guys were already pretty tired, so the war elephants are basically given up at this point. When they're pretty tired, they're pretty tired. They don't tend to fight as well, obviously, anymore. So I'm going to put my lines back into organized formation. I'm gonna get my skirms up here so we can put fire down the hill. I'm gonna get my lines overlapping, and we're gonna start putting more and more fire on. So this is just perfect for me. One, I already have him off at the advantage from the high ground, but two, I'm also basically taking the high ground from him. But what I do have to worry about here is the Hindu musketeers, as well as the musketeers that were shooting up my general's unit a couple of minutes ago. I'm just glad I didn't really catch it, but... Or I'm actually glad I did catch it, so they didn't kill my general. So elephants getting killed by friendlies and blue guard and mine. They're going to charge my riflemen, which, like I said, isn't a very strategic target to hit anymore. What's last of this musketeer regiment is going to start firing on my lines. They're not going to be able to hold. There goes most of the Confederacy's units at this point. Now, he does have these guys that are left, as well as a few units that will come back from routing. So I can't really let down my guard yet. Even though I still have the advantage now of numbers, I don't want to let down my guard yet. So I'm going to be pretty cautious. Now, normally I shouldn't really be saying this because I can't really play. I haven't played as the Confederacy in a while. One of the reasons why a lot of people don't normally like to play as them is because they don't have skirms. One of those people being me. I don't really like the Confederacy because they don't have skirm units. But that's only because I don't normally know, or I don't normally play as a faction that relies heavily on infantry units or infantry numbers. And two, I don't use as much strategy as I should in these games. But normally, like I said, the Confederacy, as well as the Indian nations in this game, they're kind of like the Russians in World War I and II. They just rely on the sheer number to just break and destroy units. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it. I'm going to get my lines into kind of a weird formation again here. I'm going to get my riflemen to start firing again. Yeah, they're going to hit the ground here. I'm going to get my guys in loose form again. We're going to have it out for one last battle here. Which kind of seemed a little bit futile to put them here because they're just going to hit the terrain. So I don't know why I put them there, but sorry about that. Kind of lagged a little bit. But I already forgot what I was saying. I don't even remember. Something about Confederacy being like the Russians or something. So we don't really. I don't necessarily have any. Whatever. It is what it is. So the Confederacy is going to be basically routing at this point. He's going to do one fuel cab charge, as well as these musketeers. They're going to start going through this creek bed. They're just going to basically come under fire from Blue Guard. Fortunately, I was able to get my guys in square form. The Safais are going to put up a good fight, but they're not going to do too well. I'm going to start flanking again, and then they're going to end up just getting hammered and destroyed. So there goes the general, and then there goes the last of the musketeers. So anyway, very good game to my opponent. Did do a little bit of mistakes, but I mean, we all do in this game. There's no way to really play a perfect game. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this one. This is Total War Master signing off.